Chivas Regal is a very famous luxury blended Scotch whisky. It was first launched in 1909 in New York City as a 25-year-old blend. This was the first example of what we now call a luxury Scotch whisky. Today you will find it sold in over 200 markets around the world, and it is in fact a blend of grain whisky and single malt whisky. The single malt whisky comes mainly from the Speyside region, and the heart of the Chivas blend is a distillery called Strathisla, but you'll also find other Speyside whiskies in there like Longmorn. The name itself actually comes from its close connection to the royal family, and in this particular case the royal family in question is Queen Victoria. Chivas Regal 12 is an incredibly smooth blended whiskey. The flavours that you'll get would be like orchard fruits, which will come from a lot of the Speyside malts that go in here. So think of flavours like apple and pear. You'll also pick up honey, a little bit of spice, a little bit of heather, and it has a very long, warm, rewarding finish and is incredibly smooth. This is the entry-level core member of the range. It is a blend of around 30 whiskies, all aged for a minimum of 12 years, and most of the whiskies come from the Speyside region of Scotland. The Chivas Company can actually trace its history way back to 1801, when the Chivas brothers opened up a luxury grocery store in Aberdeen. This shop became famous because a certain lady called Queen Victoria moved down the road to Balmoral Castle, and Chivas got the royal warrant to supply the castle. Chivas Regal 18 contains many single malt whiskies which have been aged in Oloroso sherry casks, and this lends itself in terms of flavours to really deep, rich, fruity flavours. Expect to taste dark chocolate, buttery toffee, dried fruit, leather, coffee, tobacco. These type of notes will really come through. A very rich, long finish with just a little bit of oakiness right on the back of your throat. Very smooth, very drinkable. Chivas Regal 18-year-old is actually the world's top-selling 18-year-old Scotch whisky in its category, and it was first launched in the late 1990s by our master blender Colin Scott, and you can see his gold signature is around the top of the bottle here, and you can see the gold signature written there as well. Wonderful whisky, and really worth trying for its lovely, rich, rewarding flavours. Chivas Regal Mizunara gets its name because this particular whisky has been finished off in the very rare Japanese Mizunara casks, and what these casks do is really give the whisky very unique perfume, spice note qualities. You will get the underlying flavours of Chivas Regal, which will be smooth with the orchard fruits and ripe fruit flavours, but it's these Mizunara casks which really make it very, very unique. Expect a little bit of spice on the finish, but incredibly smooth, and my personal favourite in the range. Chivas Regal Mizunara is finished off in the very rare Japanese Mizunara casks. Mizunara actually translates to water oak, hence the blue colour of the actual bottle here. And the Mizunara casks are very, very expensive. They actually set you back, if you can find them, around $5,000 a cask, as opposed to about $150 for a bourbon cask. And the reason these casks are so rare is they have to grow to 200 years before the Japanese government will license for them to be cut down.